will call the clerk's office and then call the and they'll transfer you to trial service.
Well, just so the judge knows, I also have another case in front of Judge Talon over at Frank Murphy at 9 o'clock.
If you'd like, Mr. Rose, you can come back after you're finished with Judge Talon's case.
All right, I really appreciate that, Judge, and I'll come back as soon as I'm done in Judge Talon's courtroom.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
We are going to start with the Hudson case, Dante Hudson. Officer, can you get our prosecutor?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. This is the people of the state of Michigan versus Dante Hudson, case number 21-57123. Mr. Hudson is charged in count 1 with assault with a dangerous weapon, count 2, malicious destruction of personal property, 1,000 or more, but less than 20,000. Count 3, weapons, firearms, possession by felon. Counts 4, 5, and 6, weapons, felon, firearms. Mr. Hudson is placed on notice that he is a habitual offender. Third, you have your appearances.
Good morning, Kenyetta, Franklin, appearing on behalf of the people, P8210.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Earl Washington, Neighborhood Defender Services of Detroit, 31383, on behalf of Mr. Dante Hudson. Your Honor, I don't see Mr. Hudson on Zoom. If he's not there in your waiting room, I will waive his appearance.
All right, thank you. Mr. Washington, have you had any contact with your client?
I called. I didn't talk with him. Family members said that he went to court, but it sounds like they were saying that he thought it was a live hearing. So, in answer to your question, I have not touched bases with him.
All right. What I'll do is, well, let me ask you this. Have you received discovery in this case, Mr. Washington?
Your Honor, I did receive the paper discovery on this. I'm not sure whether there's any video discovery, but I did receive the paper discovery.
Ms. Franklin, if there is any digital discovery, can you please provide it to Mr. Washington?
Yes.
An officer has a Dante Hudson checked in with the court?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so he hasn't checked in with our court this morning. I'm going to adjourn this matter 1 week to allow you an opportunity to try to reach out to him. Since you've spoken to someone in his family, he'll need to appear, and if he'd like to have this matter set for an in-person exam, I'll do it then. But we'll put this matter over for 1 week until next Wednesday, April 28th at 8:30.
Okay, thank you very much, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
All right, have a good day to you and your staff.
Yeah. We're ready on Dante Allen.
Certainly are, Your Honor. Thank you.
Amen. This is the people of the state of Michigan versus Dante Allen, case number 21-56749. Mr. Allen is charged in count 1 with home invasion, first degree. He is charged in count 2 with a misdemeanor. May I have your appearances?
Kenyetta, Franklin, appearing on behalf of the people.
Good morning.
Judge, good morning. May it please this most honorable court, Vincent J. Toussaint, P58609, on behalf of Mr. Dante Allen, who appears today by video teleconferencing, also known as Zoom, and he consents to having today's hearing heard by Zoom.
All right, thank you. Mr. Allen, state your name, sir.
Dante Allen.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Today's the date and time set for a probable cause conference. Mr. Toussaint, have you received discovery?
No, I have not, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Franklin, can you please provide discovery to Mr. Toussaint?
Yes.
And Mr. Toussaint, would you like this matter set for an in-person exam?
I will, Your Honor. The co-defendant's exam is set for July 16th, 2021 at 10 a.m. So we're requesting that Mr. Dante Allen, his case be set for the same day and time.
Thank you for that information. The court will schedule this matter for an in-person exam to occur on July 16th at 10 a.m. Mr. Allen, that means that you'll need to appear at the 36th District Court on that day and time. Is there anything further?
Nothing. And nothing further on behalf of Mr. Allen. Thank you very much, Your Honor. Good to see you and your staff, and you all stay well.
Thank you. You too. Ready on Richard Boyd?
Since you would.
Ready, Mr. Allen?
I apologize, Your Honor, I didn't hear my case. Yes, we are ready, Your Honor.
All right, this is the people of the state of Michigan versus Richard Allen, Richard Boyd, case number 21 F56440. Mr. Boyd is charged in count 1 with weapons carrying concealed. May I have your appearances, please?
Kenyetta, Franklin, and Kenyetta.
Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. Alvin Salen, P23797, on behalf of Mr. Boyd, who was in our Zoom meeting. We consent to have these proceedings by Zoom.
Thank you. Mr. Boyd, state your name, sir.
Richard Boyd.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Today's
Your
is
Honor.
for a probable cause conference. Mr. Salen, how would you like to proceed?
Thank you, Your Honor. I discussed this matter with my client. He understands that he has a right to have a preliminary examination in which the people must prove probable cause to that he committed the crime of carrying a concealed weapon, was committed in the city of Detroit. With that understanding, Your Honor, he wishes to waive his rights to a preliminary examination, knowing this matter will go to the circuit court for final resolution.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Boyd, is what your lawyer stated accurate?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So you understand, sir, that you have a statutory right to have a preliminary examination where the prosecutor would have to call witnesses and prove by a probable cause standard that you committed the crime they're accusing you of and that that crime occurred in the city of Detroit. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And at this time, you're choosing to not have your exam held, but to have this matter move forward to the circuit court for further proceedings?
Yes, ma'am.
Has anyone forced, threatened, or promised you anything to get you to waive your right to your exam?
No, ma'am.
And Ms. Franklin, do you have any objections to the waiver?
No objection.
The court will accept your waiver, sir. You'll be bound over to the Third Circuit Court for arraignment on the information. You'll be arraigned 3 weeks from today, which is May 12th at 9 a.m. Mr. Boyd and Mr. Salen, do either of you have any objection with the court signing the waiver form on your behalf?
No,
No,
Your
ma'am.
Honor.
All right, very good. So May 12th is your next date. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Have a good day, ma'am.
You're welcome. Thank you. Mr. Rather, good morning.
Good morning, Judge. I have a PCC for Finley, Shahirah Finley.
Thank you. And Mr. Calabash, good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good. I have Edgar Lopez.
All right. Good morning, Ms. Jordan. What case are you here on?
I have Mario White, PCC.
What's that? We didn't hear you. Who did you say you were here on, Ms. Jordan?
Mario White.
Oh, got it. Thank you. And Lopez. This is the people of the state of Michigan versus Shahirah, Finley. Case number 21 F56443. Ms. Finley is charged in count 1 with weapons carrying concealed, and count 2 with weapons, firearms possession by felon, count 3 weapons, felony firearm. She is placed on notice that she's a habitual offender. Third, may I have your appearances, please?
Shahirah Franklin, here on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Timothy Rather from the Neighborhood Defender Service of Detroit. My P number is 70539 on behalf of Ms. Finley. Your Honor, I would waive her appearance. There's no objection if she's not present. I have been in contact with her.
Thank you. The court will allow her appearance to be waived. Mr. Rather has received discovery.
On this case, I have received discovery, and I'm just seeking an examination date.
All right, so the court can schedule this matter for an in-person exam to occur on, I can do it July 9th at 11 a.m.
That's a good day.
All right, so July 9th at 11 a.m. for preliminary examination.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. See you then.
Everyone be safe.
You too. I'm gonna let Mr. Lopez in. This is the people of the state of Michigan versus Edgar Lopez, case number 21 F55183. Mr. Lopez is charged in count 1 with weapons carrying concealed. He's also placed on notice that he is a habitual offender. Second, may I have your appearances, please?
Shahirah Franklin, here on behalf of the people.
Dan Calabit appearing on behalf of Edgar Lopez.
All right, Mr. Calvin, can we have your P number, please?
57037.
And Mr. Lopez, can you please state your name for the record?
Edgar Lopez.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Today is the date and time set for a probable cause conference. Mr. Calvin, have you received discovery?
Your Honor, I have received discovery. I wanted to ask for just one more adjournment, please, of the PCC. I made contact with the gun board to try to work out a resolution. I'm not gonna lie, I just did it a little while ago. I had the virus and I was home for a while, but I didn't make contact with them. And I'm asking if we can just have one more adjournment to see if we can work out a resolution.
All right, looks like I have adjourned this matter at least 2 times. I'm gonna schedule it, and if you're able to resolve it short of exam,
Okay.
please let us know, and we'll give you an earlier date.
That's fine.
So how is this way? Yeah, let's do it June 14th at 1:30.
That's fine.
All right, so we'll set this for exam to occur June 14th at 1:30. Mr. Calabit, if you receive some information from the gun board that is favorable, please call my clerk and we can have you come in sooner, please.
Okay, Your Honor, can I have your phone number? Is that okay?
Of course, 965
Okay,
2283.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
All right, so Mr. Lopez, we'll see you in 36 District Court on June 14th at 1:30.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, bye-bye. I'm all set, Your Honor? Okay,
Yes, you are.
thank you.
officer, does anyone check in on the 9 o'clock case?
The police officers, ma'am, and, the, attorney on Shepherd, Ronald Shepherd.
Right, the restitution.
The witness. I don't know if you want to, push it out past September, bring them in before. Yeah. Counsel, she did contact her. She didn't say what it was done. She didn't say it earlier, but she did say she did. It's already. He started from May 28th. And he said, we didn't make it really.
Good morning.
Right. So give them some of that on when they are. Okay. Like the church or anywhere. I think it's going to be done for sure.
Okay.
Good morning, Mr. Kuja.
Hi, Judge. Good morning. I just realized I have a Dion Henry, and I think it's set for now for in-person exam.
Right.
I'm on my way down there. Do you know if the prosecutor is ready? I'm sorry, I thought I had it for 11 with another, because I have another case with you at 11. I thought it was right before that one. But
Ms. Franklin, are you on the Henry case? Yeah, Henry.
Yes, I'm looking down.
She's checking to see if she has witnesses. She doesn't know at this time.
No.
okay, thank you, Judge.
There are police officers that are here. This is what the court officers said.
His, client here is here, Mr. Henry's here.
And Mr. Henry is here also, Mr. Kuja.
Right, I spoke to him.
Okay. Is, Mr. Shepherd here?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Officer Singleton, did you get a jail list yet?
Yes, ma'am. RN 130 is ahead.
Okay, well, what about a Romanozzi? Is he in jail?
See, they can send me that.
Oh, they're not doing that. Sir, with the iPhone, what's your name?
Dante Hudson.
Your next date? Oh. All right, oh, stand by. Stand by, we're gonna call your lawyer. He was here, but he hadn't contacted you, so just stand by, okay?
Okay.
Thanks. Let me give you the number.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm here, thank you. This client, come back on to me. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Well. Mr. Negron, have you had any contact with Mr. Lopez?
No, Your Honor.
Fuentes? I'm sending messages to the gentleman on the screen. I don't know who he is and if he even is able to.
No. Señor, ¿cuál es su nombre?
He can't hear because he's not connected to audio. And I've tried to get him to communicate by sending messages, but he's not responding. I don't know. So I don't know how to help. Maybe I'll remove him and see if he calls back. You ready, Mr. Washington?
Yeah, yes, Your Honor, I'm ready.
Did you want to go into a breakout room with your client?
Yes, thank you.
All right, Mr. Hudson, I'm gonna place you in a breakout room with your lawyer, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You have to accept the request. Good morning, Ms. White.
Good morning. I'm here on Seva Wilson. She should be in the meeting room.
She is. Are you ready?
Yeah, yeah, for the PCC.
We're waiting for the prosecutor to re-enter the court.
Oh, okay.
haven't got the contract to them yet. This is the version that I think their exam is affordable either way. We want an update.
It's prior.
Yeah.
Okay, submit when you're supposed to submit them.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Exam to go.
Not a problem.
And this is Mr. Plus, he's saying that there's a case for May 21st. And he read out the defendant that the defendant had. We have a conflicting court date in 16 circuit court. Yeah.
Same time. Must be the same day.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the same thing for this. Something for both songs.
No, I think we were having some recording. Wow. And so, but it also may be whoever receives the written version.
I'm gonna ask him, why are we having this schedule?
Can you ask Ms. Franklin to come in? Thank you. Ms. White, on your case, are we just giving you a new exam date?
Yes, and we are requesting, we wanted to make a special request for a Zoom exam date based on my client's conditions.
I don't have any Zoom dates. I'm setting them out far, pretty far.
Okay, because yeah, my client has some issues, health issues that may not be resolved anytime soon.
I don't know where I can do. Let's see. Wants to prosecute. This is the people of the state of Michigan versus Seva Wilson, case number 20 F58982. Ms. Wilson is charged in count 1 with weapons carrying concealed. Your appearance is please. Shahirah Franklin, appearing on behalf of the people.
And good morning, Your Honor. Rita White on behalf of Seva Wilson. She is present. Please state your name, Ms. Wilson.
And turn on your camera as well. Thank you.
Hi, Seva Wilson.
Good morning. Today is the date time set for, I guess this matter was adjourned on April 13th. It was adjourned on the 14th, and on the 14th, the judge that was standing in for me indicated that Ms. Wilson had been exposed to COVID and they were unable to conduct an exam on that date. And now, Ms. White, you're looking for a new exam date?
Yes, and I'm requesting the exam be held via Zoom based on my client's, Ms. Wilson's condition. She can explain her conditions, but she's very compromised.
All right. I can try to do it on April 30th at 11 a.m. for a Zoom exam.
Oh, yeah, I have a trial that morning.
Is it going? It's going?
You said trial, yeah, it's going. It's a neglect, child welfare. Termination.
That's the only date that I have for Zoom. Can you do it that afternoon?
I'm sure I should be able to do, yeah, yes.
The afternoon?
Yes. Or later in the afternoon would be good.
Yes. Let's do it at 2 o'clock on April 30th.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. We'll see you all over Zoom. And let me ask you, Ms. Wilson, you'd like to have your exam conducted over Zoom, correct?
Yes.
All right, we'll see you over Zoom at 2 p.m. on April 30th.
Yes, Your Honor. There was another matter that was requested. I requested a copy of the audio, the video, any type of video discovery, and I still haven't received anything. And it was APA Stephen Carr. I don't know who, if there's an APA present, but if they can provide that to me ASAP.
All right, Ms. Franklin, please provide the digital discovery to Ms. Wright prior to the exam day next Friday. Oh, yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, and what was your first name, APA?
It's Kenyetta Franklin.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Take care.
Good morning, Mr. DiMaggio. Who are you here on?
I'm here on Alicia Jackson.
Okay. What are we doing on Jackson?
That's going to be a waiver, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Good morning, Mr. Fowler. Who do you have?
Good morning, Mary Elizabeth Moats, original PCC.
Thank you. This is the people of the state of Michigan versus Dante Hudson. Recalling Dante Hudson, case number 21 F57123. Mr. Hudson is charged in count 1 with assault with a dangerous weapon, count 2 malicious destruction of personal property, 1,000 or more with less than 20,000, count 3 weapons, felony, weapons, firearms, possession by felon, and counts 4 through 6, weapons, felony, firearm. He's placed on notice that he is a habitual offender. Third, may have your appearances. Shahirah, Franklin, on behalf of the people.
And good morning again, Your Honor. Earl Washington, Neighborhood Defender Services of Detroit, 31383 on behalf of Mr. Hudson.
All right, Mr. Hudson, state your name.
Dante Hudson.
Good, bless you. Today, the date and time set for a probable cause conference. Mr. Washington has spoken with his client. And Mr. Washington, you'd like to have this matter set for an exam?
Yes, Your Honor, we would like this matter set for an exam. Thank you very much.
Okay. How is July 14th at 11?
That date is fine, Your Honor.
All right, we'll see you, Mr. Hudson, in 36th District Court for an exam on July 14th at 11 a.m.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Is there
I'll
anything
give you
further?
a call, Mr. Hudson.
Did you ask her about
Oh, yes, Your Honor, Mr. Hudson has a request that the restrictions on his tether be modified. He's confined to the home, and he says he needs some time to go in for his work and for care for his child who has some challenges.
Okay, your position, Ms. Franklin?
So if I'm hearing counsel correctly, he's not asking for the tether to be removed, just modify the hour?
Yes, just modified, Your Honor.
Then the people will leave it to the court's discretion.
All right. The court will allow Mr. Hudson to be off of house arrest. He can be out between the hours of 8 and 11 p.m.
All right. All right. Thank you very much, Your Honor.
So that's from 8 o'clock. That's
8
from 8
a.m.
o'clock.
Yep. 8 to 11 p.m., 8 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you very much. Have a good day, Your Honor. And I'll call you, Mr. Hudson.
Okay. I'm about to give you my cell number. It's 586.
Okay. Uh-huh.
586-447-6302.
Okay. 6302. Okay. All right. Thanks a lot. Uh-huh. Bye.
Ready on Alicia Jackson?
Ready, Your Honor.
This is the people of the state of Michigan versus Alicia Jackson. Case number 20 F62086. Ms. Jackson is charged in count 1 with weapons carrying. May I have your appearances, please?
Kenyetta Franklin, appearing on behalf of the people.
Andrew DiMaggio, P45619, Jackson, present and consensus.
Well, we're not hearing you clearly, Mr. DiMaggio.
Okay. Andrew DiMaggio, P45619, on behalf of Alicia Jackson, who is present on Zoom.
Thank you. Mr. Jackson, state your name. Get someplace where you can be still and state your name for the record.
Alicia Jackson.
All right, good morning. Today is the date and time set for preliminary examination. Are the parties ready to proceed?
Your Honor, I've explained the nature and purposes to Mr. Jackson, and he wishes to waive this exam.
Mr. Jackson, is what your lawyer stated accurate?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, you understand that, all right, you understand that you have a statutory right to have a preliminary examination where the prosecutor will call witnesses and would have to prove by a probable cause standard that you committed the crime they're accusing you of and that the crime occurred in the city of Detroit. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Jackson, at this time, you're choosing to not have your exam, but to have this matter move forward to the circuit court for further proceedings?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced, threatened, or promised you anything to get you to waive your right to your exam?
No, ma'am.
All right, any objection, Ms. Franklin?
No objection.
The court will accept your waiver, sir. You'll be bound over to the Third Circuit Court for arraignment on the information. Your arraignment date will be May 12th at 9 a.m. Mr. Jackson, Mr. DiMaggio, do either of you have any problem with the court signing the waiver form on your behalf?
No, Your Honor.
No, ma'am. No, Your Honor.
Okay, so then May 12th is your next date. Good luck to you, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ready on Mary Moats?
Ready, Your Honor.
This is the people of the state of Michigan versus Mary Moats, case number 21 F56447. Ms. Moats is charged in count 1 with malicious destruction of building, 1,000 or more, but less than 20,000. May I have your appearances, please?
Kenyetta Franklin, appearing on behalf of the people.
John J. Holler appearing on behalf of Elizabeth Mary Moats. Judge, she has not joined us today because she has an important court hearing in a civil matter that she has been waiting on for, in a domestic relations civil matter that she has been waiting on for many, many months. So she has asked me if I would ask you to excuse her presence for this original PCC for that reason. And I would appreciate it if you would. And I just need to get discovery, and if we could have an adjourned PCC or set it for a preliminary examination, whatever the court's pleasure is.
All right, thank you. The court will waive your client's presence as you've had contact with her, and Ms. Franklin will provide discovery to you. I will schedule this for an in-person exam to occur on June 24th at 11 a.m.
Okay, let me just double check that real quickly. Okay, June 24th at 11 will be fine. Thank you.
All right, we'll see you then. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, in Wayne County, what's your name?
Michael Romanozzi II, Your Honor.
Mr. Kenny, do you need a breakout room with your client? Ms. Tasha, did your client get here?
Your Honor, I talked to him yesterday. This morning, he told me that he does not have anybody to babysit his children, so she cannot come. I provided him with a Zoom number. If the court allows him to be on the Zoom during this exam, I will really appreciate.
Is the exam holding? Are you holding the exam? I'm not gonna let him.
Okay, may I check with my client?
Sure. Mr. Kenny, let us know when you're ready. Your client is here. Do you need a breakout room?
No, I already seen it. This is Mr. Romanowski.
Yes.
Yeah, I've already seen it.
All right. Thanks with that. Can't keep my prosecutor in the courtroom, right? Good morning, Ms. Henry. What case are you here on?
I'm here on Alan Dante Devon.
Oh, wait, we've already done that case. We retained it? Oh, no, I think Mr. Toussaint retained in on that case.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you, Judge. Have a good day.
You too. This is the people of the state of Michigan versus Michael Romanozzi, case number 21 F55094. He's charged in count 1 with false report for threat of terrorism, and in count 2, computers using to commit a crime. May I have your appearances, please?
Lauren, this is actually a specialist crime case.
You know who is assigned to?
I don't know.
You got a special prosecutor, Mr. Kenny. We don't know who that is.
I'm asking for a competency evaluation, if that matters.
Yeah, I can stand in.
All right, thank you. Your appearance, please.
Shahirah Franklin, appearing on behalf of the people, standing in for the attorney of record.
Good morning, Your Honor. Robert Kenny appearing on behalf of Mr. Romanozzi.
All right, thank you, Mr. Romanozzi. If you can please state your name for the record.
Your Honor, it's Michael Eugene Romanozzi II.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Today's the date and time set for a probable cause conference. Mr. Kenny, how are you proceeding?
Your Honor, I had an opportunity to visit Mr. Romanozzi, and I am now requesting a competency evaluation, criminal responsibility, and waive the Miranda right.
I can't really hear you.
echo coming. I don't know why. Okay, it's gone. I'm requesting competency, criminal responsibility, and competency to waive Miranda rights.
Mr. Romanozzi has a history of mental health.
He has a history. He's also being seen by a psychiatrist, and they're trying their best to develop a medication schedule for him now.
Very good, thank you. The court will order that Mr. Romanozzi be evaluated by the Forensic Center and evaluated for competency to waive Miranda, and criminal responsibility. It will take several weeks before they're able to interview you, Mr. Romanozzi, and prepare a report for the court and for counsel. So I'll schedule this for a return exam or hearing date of June 7th. Yeah. June 6th, let's do one more week. June 23rd at 9 a.m.
Thank you, and I'm also asking for, discovery from the prosecutor that's on this case.
All right, so we will try to ascertain who that is and let her know that you need discovery. Our prosecutor is just standing in for you.
Yep, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll see you in June, Mr. Romanozzi.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Deputy, do you have anyone else?
No, Judge, that's it for us.
Can I ask you about Jorge Fuentes?
Spell that for me, spell the last name.
Sure, it's Jorge, last name spelled Fuentes, and also Joshua Muhammad.
Give me 1 second.
Entonces, está refiriendo a una dirección, ok.
Hello, Judge?
Yes, we're trying to see if your client is in custody right now.
Yeah, I appreciate that because I've been trying to find out and I'm not getting anywhere.
All right, thank you. And there is a gentleman.
Did they say anything about Joshua Muhammad?
He's checking now.
Thank you.
Ms. Irwin, are you ready on White? You're muted.
Erwin, are you satisfied with the factual basis? Satisfied, Your Honor.
Okay.
Yes, I'm ready.
Are you done with that case, or you want me to wait a few minutes?
Oh, please wait.
Okay.
Thank you.
Your Honor, would you by any chance have a phone number or would the prosecutor have a phone number for Mr. Fuentes?
I don't think so. They don't typically have phone numbers for the defendant. Well, I know I don't have a number for him.
Yeah, because I don't either. And,
I don't have anything yet for contact information.
Oh, okay. So there's a gentleman on the screen, Mr. Gold. He has a hat on and a mask. I've been trying to communicate with him to get him to connect his audio. And I think that he is your client. I don't know why I think that. But he's not responding and he can't hear us.
And Judge, I just checked VineLink. It says that VineLink says he's bonded out.
Oh, all right, well then, so but you didn't get this man's name that was trying to?
No, he's not responding. And I just tried to ask him if he speaks Spanish. In Spanish, habla inglés, but in the chat, but he hasn't responded to that. Looks like he tried to connect the audio. I'm gonna remove him again and try to see if he connects.
All right, I appreciate that, Your Honor.
What do you have?
Both of those names, they're both not here. One bonded out and one was released.
Thank you.
Who bonded out?
Hey,
If Fuentes bonded out, correct?
yes.
All right, thank you.
All right, well, that means he should be out.
You ready, Ms. Patrick, what are we doing on your case?
Yes, Your Honor, my client decided to waive the exam today, and he should be on the Zoom.
All right, yeah. Can I have, Mr. Shepherd?
Your Honor, I just need to know when you would issue a capias, Mr. Fuentes, if he doesn't show up.
Give me till about 10 o'clock. I really believe that gentleman is there. He's called back. We just gotta try to figure out how to communicate.
All right, I'm gonna be in Judge Talon's courtroom on Zoom. And as soon as I'm done with that, I'll try to get back to your courtroom. Is that okay?
That's fine. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay. This is the people of the state of Michigan versus Ronald Shepard, case number 20-F62120. Mr. Shepard is charged in count 1 with weapons carrying concealed. May I have your appearances, please?
Shahirah Franklin, appearing on behalf of the people.
Good morning.
Eva Patrick representing Mr. Ronald Shepard, who is on the Zoom, and he decided to waive his exam.
All right, thank you, Ms. Patrick. Can we have your P number, please?
Yes, Your Honor, it's 70002.
Thank you. Mr. Shepard, if you can unmute yourself and state your name, sir.
That's Ronald Shepard.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Today is the date and time set for a preliminary examination. Mr. Shepard, your lawyer has indicated that you'd like to waive your right to your exam. Is that correct, sir?
Yes.
All right. Mr. Shepard, you understand that you have a statutory right to have a preliminary examination where the prosecutor would have to prove by a probable cause standard that you committed the crime they're accusing you of and that the crime occurred in the city of Detroit. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes.
And at this time, Mr. Shepard, you're choosing to not have your exam, but to have this matter move forward to the circuit court for further proceedings.
Yes, ma'am.
Has anyone forced, threatened, or promised you anything to get you to waive your right to your exam?
No.
Any objection by the prosecution?
No objection.
The court will accept your waiver. You'll be bound over to the Third Circuit Court for arraignment on the information. Your arraignment date will be May 12th at 9 a.m. Mr. Shepard and Ms. Topchick, do you have any objection to the court signing the waiver form on your behalf?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. So May 12th is your next day. Mr. Shepard, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Need the Dion interview file. Has Brandon Berry checked in?
Brandon Derry just checked in.
Okay. Hi, Mr. Wazik.
Good morning. I'd like to stand in on Sally Irwin's case on Mario White.
All right. I'll let Mr. White in.
Thank you, Judge.
This is the people of the state of Michigan versus Mario White, case number 21 F57115. Mr. White is charged in count 1 with assault with a dangerous weapon, count 2, weapons carrying concealed, count 3, weapons felony firearm, count 4 is a misdemeanor. May I have your appearances, please?
Good morning, Your Honor. Elizabeth Dornick appearing on behalf of the people. P79.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm sorry. Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Daniel Wozak. My bar number is P35225. I'm standing in for the attorney of record, Ms. Sally Irwin. We waive in-court appearance and agree to proceed via Zoom.
All right. I'm sorry, Ms. Dornick, he cut you off. We didn't get your P number.
79420.
Thank you. Mr. White, if you can please unmute yourself and state your name, sir.
Mario White.
All right, good morning. Turn on your camera, sir.
Your Honor, I have discussed this with Ms. Irwin. She'd like to adjourn the PCC in order to obtain discovery.
Okay. Ms. Dornick, can you please provide discovery to Ms. Irwin?
Absolutely. I just need to make sure, is her email address on the bar website?
Yes, it is. That's correct.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm not going to adjourn the PCC, but I will schedule it for an exam. You'll have discovery well in advance of our next court date. I can give you an exam date of June 17th at 1:30.
Sorry. Could you repeat that, please, Judge?
Yes, June 17th at 1:30.
June 17, 1:30. Thank you, Judge.
All right, so Mr. White, we'll see you in court for an exam on June 17th at 1:30.
Okay.
Is there anything further?
Nothing further from defense, Judge.
No, Your Honor, I just asked bond to remain certainly with the no contract provisions in place.
All right, so you're to have no contact with the complaining witness, Mr. White, and we'll see you on the dates that I just indicated. This matter is concluded. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Stay safe. Bye now.
Ready, Mr. Kuja?
Ready, Judge.
This is the people of the state of Michigan versus Dion Henry, case number 20 F61706. Mr. Henry charging count 1 with malicious destruction of personal property, $1,000 or more, for less than $20,000. You have your appearance.
Kenyetta Franklin appearing on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jimmy Okuja appearing on behalf of Mr. Henry.
All right, thank you. Mr. Henry, state your name for the record.
Dion Henry.
Good morning. Mr. Kuja, can we get your P number?
Yes, 71963.
All right, so today's the date and time set for an in-person preliminary examination. Are the parties ready to proceed?
Now, the people are not able to proceed at this time. The complainant, Ronald, Wright, is not present. My officer in charge is present, and he did in fact make attempts to reach out to the complainant, but to no avail.
So now move to dismiss.
All right, this matter was set for an exam to occur at 9 o'clock this morning. It's now 9:47, and the complaining witness has failed to appear. Because of that witness's failure to appear, the court is going to grant the defense's motion dismissing this case against you, Mr. Henry. Please understand that the dismissal is without prejudice, which means that the prosecution can reissue it if they're later able to locate the witness. But it is dismissed today, so we'd like you to.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good morning, Ms. Fanning.
Good morning. How are you? I have Miss Kelly, Lenora Kelly, and I just sent her to the wrong Zoom. I sent her to Judge Archer, but it's scheduled for PCC. So I don't know if I can waive her appearance. I have been in contact with her. I just need a new date because I need discovery. Thank you.
All right. No problem. This is your case, right, Ms. Nader?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
This is the people of the state of Michigan versus Lenora Kelly, case number 21 F57017. Ms. Kelly's charging count 1 with assault with intent to murder, count 2 with assault with intent to do great bodily harm less than murder or by strangulation. And she's charging counts 3 and 4 with weapons found with firearm. May I have your appearance?
Good morning, Your Honor. Candace Nader on behalf of the people, P80652.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Andrea Fanning, P42853, appearing on behalf of my client, Miss Kelly. Your Honor, I will waive her presence. I just gave her the wrong Zoom number, and I'm on my cell phone, so I can't call her to give her the correct number. I am asking to adjourn this PCC so I can get discovery. Ultimately, I know we're going to probably hold the exam on this one.
Very good. Since you've been in contact with her, the court will waive Ms. Kelly's presence for today's probable cause conference. Ms. Nader, can you please make sure that Ms. Fanning receives discovery in this case?
Yes, Your Honor. And Ms. Fanning, is your contact information on the bar journal so I can go ahead and email that everything to you?
It is. It's my name, Andrea Fanning at yahoo.com.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And Ms. Fanning, I'm going to schedule this for an exam.
Okay.
I'll schedule it on, how is July 23rd at 9 a.m.
That sounds great.
That should be fine, Your Honor. I just want to double check that really quick.
Okay.
Yep, that's fine. Thank you.
All right,
Thank
so
you.
We'll see you on an in-person exam on July 23rd at 9 a.m.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
Thank
You too, Ms. Fanning. Have a nice day, Judge. Thank you.
No. We have some time between now and then. Yes, is there anyone here ready? Yeah. For me, Barry. Barry? Okay, we can bring in Mr. Barry, counsel.
Defense counsel's not here.
Oh. Okay. So the people are in. And this. So you. Yeah. You call counsel on Randy Bear.
Okay. He's the officer or something. Because he's back there and the TV, like.
Oh, he does have a screen, but he should be.
And he don't have all these real clothes.
Well, he not in, he bummed it out. I don't know where he is and who board he is.
I'm gonna write him a note.
Oh, I'm gonna hold up. Well, I've been sending him messages.
Hello?
I'm saying,
Hi, Your Honor, I'm back because initially, Miss Kelly, I had two separate cases, and I just want to make sure that you guys don't have I have two separate CTN numbers. So I just want to make sure you don't have two cases for her.
just a second.
Okay, thank you.
She does have two cases. They're not both scheduled for today.
And both of them actually were scheduled on my paperwork. Both of them indicate that they were both up for PCC today. My only question or issue is sometimes they should be with one judge. I'm not sure if maybe she's on the docket in somebody else's courtroom.
Oh, the other case must be the CCW. It's in Judge McConaughey's courtroom, the CCW docket.
Okay, let me zoom in over there. Thank you. That's silly that they would separate them. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
I can't even hold it up so he can see it.
Oh, there was somebody. No, he's at work. That's a car plate.
Oh. It is, okay. Can you see this? Can you see this? I can't even hold it up so he can you see this?
Yeah.
Can you, who are you looking at? They're trying to read it. Audio. Are they trying? Okay, they're trying. Okay.
Look at you, Crystal. Problem solver. Yay, you did it. Now unmute and tell us your name. You're still muted. You gotta unmute. What's your name, sir?
Jorge Fuentes.
All right, we've been waiting for you, Mr. Fuentes. We're gonna try to locate your lawyer. Mr. Interpreter, if you can interpret.
Sí, lo estamos esperando. Su abogado está en otra sala de la corte. Lo vamos a buscar ahora a ver si lo podemos tener.
Ok, muchas gracias.
Thank you.
Amazing. Amazing.
That's on here. Nope, it's on here.
Mr. Interpreter, can you tell him that we're gonna try to call his lawyer back? That's already said.
En estos momentos están tratando de llamar a su abogado a ver si puede volver a la sala de la corte.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you.
Oh, here it is. Here's Mr. Hill. Oh, okay. Can you ask him to take off his hat?
¿Te puedes quitar la gorra o el sombrero, por favor?
Mr. Gold, that is your client.
Oh, all right.
He's connected now. Do you want to go to the breakout room with the interpreter and with your client so you can get his information?
Yes, you mean he doesn't speak any English?
I'm not sure how much English he speaks, but we do have an interpreter.
All right, if it's necessary, sure.
Well, let's just do it here because I'm not sure. I don't. Let's just do it here. Well, no, we can't do it here. I'm gonna try to get him to go into a breakout room. So we'll need your assistance, Mr. Interpreter.
Yes, Your Honor. Vamos a entrar en un cuarto virtual privado para que pueda tener la oportunidad de hablar con su abogado.
Gracias.
So,
I
En la pantalla,
all right, so I'm going to join the room 1.
Yes, go ahead.
señor, en su pantalla dice que de juntarse o añadir o join.
Oh, he's there. He left.
Está.
Hey, what's up? Hey. Hi, Mr. Slusky.
How are you today, Your Honor?
Good. Yes. Yes, we got an email from you about a writ that you sent, and I guess the defendant has a case that's after our case.
Yes.
If we have an earlier case, then why does our case have to be adjourned?
Because he is in their jurisdiction right now, and they're not going to send him to us knowing that they would have to change their date. So, I mean, ideally they would, that would be certainly nice of them to, but because he requires a 10-day waiting period before coming here and a 10-day waiting period from going here back to them. And so they're not going to send him to us knowing that they would then jam up there.
I get it. Okay,
So
let me,
I would
okay, let me
certainly
make that.
appreciate if they would, but,
Right,
you know.
okay,
It's not like I'm.
thank you. You have witnesses here on Fuqua-Bay?
I am checking on that right now. I believe that one, yeah, we have time. Okay, yep, I'm gonna go talk to him right now, and I'll be right back. Is the defense attorney checked in?
I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
Either the long suits check. Is it you, Marshall, on the mirror?
Yes, and he didn't answer, let me know, but he didn't answer.
Person with the name Haynes, can you please unmute and tell us who you are?
Good morning. My name is Davon Haynes.
What courtroom are you supposed to be in?
This is the only courtroom I had like 3 cases, so this is the only courtroom I've been in.
Tell me your first name again.
Davon, Davon, last name Haynes.
Just hold up. Stand by and we'll try to figure out when you're supposed to be here.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Tiago's covering.
Ms. Tiago's
covering. Right. Right. You know what? That's cool. I just keep my way. I can't remember how you put it when I call her. Hi, this is Chris from the application. How are you? I'm calling in regards to the voting hearing. I talked to the attorney marshal and he said you were covering for me. The exam set for 9 today. Do you know what time you need there? Okay, thank you. All right, bye-bye. She said, he told her 10. And I said, what time did you here? She said 20 minutes. Okay, so you still have to have 9 days. Even if it was 10. Okay. They call it waiting. What they waiting, you want me to do? Right. I should have, let me call her, please. Right. Yes. Oh, okay. All right. Okay then. Thank you. Bye-bye. Oh, you hold it.
Can you look up the name Dion Haynes?
The Haynes?
Yeah, Haynes. only.
Is it H-A-Y-N-E-S?
It's H-A-Y-N-E-S, correct, Mr. Haynes?
Yes, ma'am. It's DAVONHAYNES.
Sorry.
He said Frank Murphy found over.
Oh, it was found over to Frank Murphy Hall of Justice, so you need to be over on Zoom at Frank Murphy. Call your lawyer.
Actually, I'm on a different phone. My phone broke. It broken, so I don't even have his number to call him. The number that I did have, they never answered.
Okay, try this number, 313-418. 418.
8834.
Yes.
That's the number I've been calling. It's never an answer. I leave multiple voicemails. He never answers the phone. I called him this morning before I even got on Zoom.
Oh, Mr. Gagnon, let's give him the number to the. Yeah. I'm gonna give you the general number to the office.
Okay.
Four seven four.
474.
3200.
3200.
3200.
474 3200.
Yes.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Okay. Officer, did Mr. Fuqua-Bay check in?
No, Your Honor. The only defendant that's checked in, that you haven't heard is, Brandon Berry.
Okay. Ms. Franklin? Yes. You were talking to Mr. Glandis on Tommy White? Yes. Is he gonna, is that gonna be a hold?
I'm not sure, Your Honor. He said he needed my witness insurance.
Yeah.
Oh, Your Honor, sorry for the delay. My officers are here. We're prepared to proceed.
So we're just waiting on Mr. and Mrs. Longstreet. You know, if it's Christine or Charles.
My notes indicate Christine. All right. Well, looks like it might be a paper design, but.
I'm sorry, I closed your breakout room, but are you guys ready?
We're almost ready. It'll only be another minute or two, I think.
Okay, I'll put you back in.
All right, thank you.
Van a volver a ponernos en el cuarto virtual.
Está bien, gracias.
Dale el botón otra vez.
Mr. Plum, is that your only case today?
Yes, Judge.
Wow. Looks
I
like
know, it's
tomorrow.
the first.
Busy.
Yeah, I can actually get caught up on watching some body cams.
Cool. Hi, Mr. Brown.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. Are you gonna be able to meet the lunch test?
Pardon? Yes.
I'll call you, Ms. Brown.
He says yes.
Okay, good. So we called this lunch break, Mr. Slusky.
Okay. Did you connect the phone call or did it go to voicemail?
Oh, the voice.
Your Honor, on the Fuqua-Bay case, my arresting officer got out at 4 in the morning. He just let me know that he's having kind of a hard, like he's here and he's ready to testify. But we need to expedite this on consent calendar first week.
You can try calling or texting or emailing the attorney.
Okay, we'll do.
She's on her way. There she is. Ms. Tiago, my clerk is not your personal secretary. It seems like every time you have a case in here, she has to call you.
Oh, no, my apologies. I'm covering for Hugh Marshall, and he told me 10. I guess it was, anyway, I apologize.
We're ready on Barry.
Okay. Do I need to sign in here?
No, you're all set.
Okay.
This is the people of the state of Michigan versus Brandon Hussein Mohammed Berry. Case number 20-F56789. Mr. Berry is charged in count 1 with police officer assaulting, resisting, obstructing. Count 2 is a misdemeanor. May I have your appearances, please?
Kenyetta Franklin, appearing on behalf of the people, and for the record, my officer in charge is present and standing behind.
Good morning, Rebecca TFLP 62311 on behalf of Mr. Berry, who is also present, and I am standing in for the attorney of record, Mr. Hugh Marshall.
All right, thank you. Mr. Berry, can you please state your name for the record, sir?
Brandon Berry.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Today is the date and time set for an in-person preliminary examination. Are the parties ready to proceed?
People are ready, Your Honor.
Ready, Your Honor.
Any preliminary matters?
I don't believe so.
All right, the court will order all witnesses sequestered. Do you have any objection to the officer in charge remaining in court?
No, that's fine.
Okay. So there will be an exception for the officer in charge. Ms. Franklin, how many witnesses do you anticipate calling?
1.
You can call for witness.
Your Honor, at this time, the people will call Officer Joseph.
Is it Officer Joseph?
Yeah, Joseph.
Oh, Officer Anthony. Can you please provide your, the spelling of your name to the court reporters?
Yes.
Thank you. And sir, if you can raise your right hand, you swear or affirm that the testimony you will provide will be the truth?
Yes.
You're gonna sit right there. Can you please grab the microphone that's to the right of you, to take the whole base up? And we'll need you to speak loudly and clearly to that mic. Your witness is right.
Thank you. Good morning. Please state your name again for the record.
Joseph Anthony,
And what is your current occupation and where is it that you work?
police officer at the Detroit Police Department.
Thank you. Officer Anthony, let me direct your attention to April 23rd, 2020. Do you recall that date?
Yes.
On that date, were you working in your official capacity?
Yes.
Were you in a standard police uniform?
Yes.
And were you also in a marked police vehicle as well?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And on that date, what area were you in?
Wagner and Martin.
Is that in the city of Detroit, County of Wayne?
Yes.
Thank you. And on that date, did you happen to come into contact with anyone who you recognize in the courtroom today?
Yes.
Could you please point to that individual and describe what they're wearing?
He's got a gray shirt on and a black mask.
Thank you. Now, please let the record reflect that the witness is identified as defendant Brandon Berry.
The record will.
Thank you. And how is it that what were you doing while you were in the area of Wagner?
We're on patrol.
And when you say we, who is it that you're referring to?
Me and my partner, Officer Dunbar.
Thank you. And while you were on patrol, how is it that you came into contact with the defendant?
we're in an area known for high narcotics trafficking. I saw a vehicle that matched the description from a previous A1 case from earlier in the day.
And what did you do based upon that information?
We exited our scout car as Mr. Berry just stopped. At that point, I heard a handgun, well, what I believe to be a handgun rack.
Could you describe that sound? When you say handgun rack, what does that mean?
The metal, loading a bullet into the chamber of a handgun.
Okay, and please continue with what other observances you made.
At that time, I observed the Jeep pull away from the curb, fleeing from our side. Well, fleeing from us. We did not activate our lights at that point in time.
When you say Jeep, was this Jeep occupied by the defendant or someone else?
By the defendant.
Okay, and so what did you say the Jeep did?
Fled.
Okay, and what did you do in response to that?
I then got back into my scout car, and we pursued the vehicle.
Okay, and when you pursued the vehicle, how did you activate your overhead light?
Yes.
Okay, did you activate your siren?
Yes.
Okay, and what happened next?
The vehicle failed to stop multiple miles and eventually pulled over to Gear 1.
Okay, when you say pulled over, what do you mean pulled over?
He pulled into a parking lot and stopped the car.
Okay, and you said this was after several miles?
Yes.
Okay, did anyone else engage in this pursuit?
Yes.
Who was that?
There's multiple officers there.
Okay.
I know for a fact, Officer Wafer and Vargas, Officer Smith and Griggs, and that's all I can recall.
Okay. And just to be clear, you said it was yourself in the scout car and your partner, and what was your partner's name again?
Officer Dunbar.
Okay, thank you. No other questions at this time.
All right, cross-examination.
Sir, how far away were you from the vehicle that you said there was a Jeep that fled? How far away were you from that vehicle
At what point?
when you first saw it?
We pulled up door to door, so 5 feet. I was on the passenger side.
Okay, so you're saying that it was at the point that your scout car vehicle pulled up next to it, that the Jeep drove away at that point?
No, we talked to the defendant. Asked him if he was okay, asked him what he was doing.
All right, and you're saying that you clearly saw the driver of the vehicle?
Yes.
Okay. That's all I have.
All right, I do have a couple questions for you, Officer Anthony. How many occupants were in the vehicle?
Just one.
All right, and the driver was the defendant, Mr. Berry?
Yes.
All right, when you were pursuing him after you conversed with him, how far or how fast did his vehicle go? If you know.
I don't recall.
Okay. So you traveled behind him for several miles?
Yes.
Okay. And then eventually you pulled over into the parking lot?
Correct, yes.
What happens after he pulls over into the parking lot?
He refused to exit the vehicle, so 2 other officers extracted him from the car. He then placed his hands into his waistband, so fearing that he was reaching for a weapon, there was force used.
Are there any questions based on the court's questions?
When you say the 2 other officers engaged him when he actually did stop in the parking lot and they asked him down the car, which officers are those?
I believe it was Vargas and Wafer.
Thank you. No further questions.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Thank you, Officer Anthony. Any additional witnesses on behalf of the people?
No, Your Honor.
Any witnesses on behalf of the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Franklin?
Your Honor, people would ask the court to bind over on the information as charged and reserved for their argument.
Ms. Yepel?
Your Honor, I believe it's merely a question of fact for the trier of fact.
All right, thank you. The court, having heard the testimony from Officer Anthony that he was a Detroit police officer on April 23rd, 2020, working in that capacity in standard uniform and marked scout car in the area of Wagner and Martin in the city of Detroit. He said that he had contact with the defendant, Mr. Berry, that he approached Mr. Berry's vehicle after having some concern that it was involved in the AWM earlier in the day. He said he heard what he believed to be the racking of a gun, and he observed the Jeep pull away from the curb. The Jeep was occupied solely by the defendant. He said the vehicle continued approximately a few miles before it pulled over into a parking lot. Lights and sirens were activated. And then other officers arrived to assist in having Mr. Berry removed from the vehicle. The court believes that this is a question of fact for the trier of fact based on the testimony. The court notes that the officer that testified was not the officer who was assisting in exiting or removing the defendant from the vehicle. But I guess there's enough testimony to show that the other officers were uniformed and were working in their capacity as an officer. So he'll be bound over to the third circuit court for reading on the information.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor.
May 12th at 9 a.m. I did talk with Miss Longstreet. She's on her way. She thought it was scheduled for 11. I don't know. Are you ready on Mcnairy?
Oh, yes.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am. How are you?
Good.
No problem. Separate. That's why I took it over there.
Are you witnesses here yet? Yeah. Oh.
You are, we're gonna wait.
Oh, thank you. This is the people of the state of Michigan versus Anthony Mcnairy, case number 20-F62003. Mr. Mcnairy is charged in count 1 with weapons carrying concealed. May I have your appearances, please?
Kenyetta, Franklin, appearing on behalf of the people.
Please, this honorable court, William Notes, P42796 of the Neighborhood Defendant Service in Detroit, on behalf of Mr. Anthony Mcnairy, who is present in the courtroom.
All right, thank you. Mr. Mcnairy, state your name, sir.
Anthony William Mcnairy.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Today's the date and time set for an in-person preliminary examination. People are ready to proceed?
Yes,
Mr. Notes.
Your Honor, Mr. Mcnairy understands his rights to a preliminary examination.
All right. Did you catch that? Okay. Mr. Mcnairy, is it your desire to waive your right to your preliminary examination?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, you understand that you have a statutory right to have a preliminary examination where the prosecutor will call witnesses and would have to prove by a probable cause standard that you committed the crime that they're accusing you of and that the crime occurred in the city of Detroit. Do you understand that? And at this time, you're choosing to not have your exam and to have this matter move forward to the circuit court for further proceedings. Has anyone forced, threatened, or promised you anything to get you to waive your right to your exam? Is there any objection by the prosecution? No objection. The court will accept your waiver, sir. You'll be bound over to the Third Circuit Court for arraignment on the information. Your arraignment date is going to be May 12th at 9 a.m. Mr. Noakes and Mr. Mcnairy, do either of you have any problem with the court signing the waiver form on your behalf?
No, Your Honor.
No? All right, so May 12th at 9 a.m. is your next date. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Ron, you had asked me about Wright. I didn't know why there's two different Wright, so I don't know about you.
I mean, so I choose Lenora. So the good thing is, all my exams are.
Kelly.
So I don't have to worry about it right now. So, first one. So. I'm not sure.
You're right. Oh my goodness. They've been in there that long.
The only reason I'm waiting is because there's an interpreter and. You ready, Ms. Longstreet? Your client here? Where is he?
Judge, I'm just trying to call, I'm not sure. I want to check the jail though, because you have another case in front of Judge King, Judge Mcnairy, and this is, second, I had thoughts in my conference call. But I was checking.
Landon, your case is scheduled for 11:30.
Well, I know, I've been here early, I had other matters elsewhere.
Oh, okay.
But, I spoke with the prosecutor, there either be a waiver or.
Okay. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Good to see you from a distance.
I know. I just need to do it for my birthday. Oh, okay. That's a long time. I wish you all the best. It's hard. But you know, popcorn, I didn't. Oh, okay.
My client is on the phone.
I want to zoom in.
Okay. I'm gonna talk to the Zoom. Can you do it right now?
Now, I know that was longer than 1 or 2 minutes. Mr. Gold.
Yes, we're ready.
Okay. You're gonna get stuck behind a bunch of exams, so I'm trying to teach you.
I'm sorry?
You're about to do some exams, so I wanted to get you in and out. Are you ready?
Well, he is willing to plead guilty to domestic violence.
That's the offer. He has it's a felony that's on there, the felonious assault that's there.
Yeah, but there are 2 counts.
Right.
So he's willing to plead to the second count, which is domestic violence.
Okay, was that offered? Was it offered to Mr. Plum? Did you offer to dismiss the felony in exchange for the misdemeanor?
Judge, there are no offers at this time. Any offers are generated after after bind over. Offers are generated.
So, Mr. Gold, he can, if your client wanted to, he could waive his exam at this point, and then you can discuss a possible resolution, or you can have this matter set for exam.
No, we don't. He doesn't want to take this to an exam, Your Honor.
All right, so he'd like to waive his exam, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna call the case. This is the people of the state of Michigan versus Jorge Fuentes. Case number 21 F57211. Mr. Fuentes is charged in count 1 with assault with a dangerous weapon. Count 2 is a misdemeanor. We'll wait for the interpretation.
En estos momentos se llama el número de caso 21-05-72-11-11-01. El estado de Michigan en contra de Jorge Fuentes. La cuenta número 1, agresión con una arma mortífera.
And count 2 is a misdemeanor.
Y la cuenta número 2, que es un delito menor.
May I have your appearances for the record, please?
Good morning, Your Honor. Chris Plant appearing for the people, P84849.
Tenemos a Chris Plant de parte del Estado.
And Mr. Gould?
Yes, I'm representing the defendant, Mr. Fuentes. My P number is 14090, and I've only been a criminal defense attorney for 51 years.
All right, thank you, Mr. Gould.
Tenemos al señor Gold, que está representando al acusado Jorge Fuentes.
Mr. Interpreter, can you please state your name for the record?
My name is Roberto Negron.
And can you spell your last name?
Negron.
Sir, can you please raise your right hand? Do you swear to interpret from English to Spanish and Spanish to English to the best of your ability?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Fuentes.
Good morning.
Buenos días, señor Fuentes.
All right. So today's the date and time, and I'm sorry, Mr. Fuentes, if you can please state your name for the record.
Señor Fuentes, por favor, diga su nombre para el acta.
Jorge Fuentes.
All right, thank
Jorge
you.
Fuentes.
Today's the date and time set for a probable cause conference. Mr. Gold, how would you like to proceed as it relates to the probable cause conference?
En estos momentos, hoy es una vista para una conferencia de causa razonable. Señor Gold, ¿cómo usted quiere proceder en esta conferencia de causa razonable?
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Fuentes is ready to plead guilty today on the domestic violence charge.
Bueno, su señoría, mi cliente está dispuesto a declararse culpable a la cuenta de violencia conyugal.
Okay, Mr. Clown?
Judge, at this time, I would just ask if the defense would like to waive the exam, and then they can take up any resolution with the circuit court.
All right. So there hasn't been an offer to him to plead to the misdemeanor count, is that correct?
That is correct. There is no offer.
En estos momentos, el señor Clown acaba de decir que le recomienda a la defensa de que ellos ceden su derecho de tener la conferencia de causa razonable y que esto sea movido a la corte de circuito.
Do you understand that, Mr. Gold? At this stage, they haven't offered a misdemeanor charge. At this stage, your client can either ask to have his exam held, or he can waive his right to his exam and negotiate in the circuit court.
Well,
¿Usted entiende,
he's
señor Gold?
definitely waiving the exam, Your Honor, and if we have to go to Frank Murphy to finish this case, then so be it.
Señor Gold, en estos momentos, usted entiende que no hay una oferta de la fiscalía en estos momentos. Lo que puedes hacer es ceder su derecho de tener un examen preliminar y que sea movido a la corte de circuito. El señor Gold dijo de que en estos momentos sí cedemos el derecho de tener un examen, y si tenemos que ir a Frank Murphy, entonces tendríamos que ir para resolver este caso.
Mr. Fuentes, your lawyer has indicated that you'd like to waive your right to your preliminary examination. Is that correct, sir?
Señor Fuentes, su abogado acaba de decir que usted quiere ceder su derecho de tener un examen preliminar. ¿Eso es correcto?
Derechos, perdón, ¿derechos qué, perdón?
What was those rights to?
Can you repeat that?
What was the rights to? What rights?
Oh, the right to have a preliminary examination, to have witnesses called and to testify in this court proceeding.
El derecho de tener una conferencia preliminar, que sería de tener personas que testifiquen en su contra, de tener que venir a esta corte a testificar.
Do you want to waive your right to your preliminary examination?
¿Usted quiere renunciar o ceder su derecho de tener un examen preliminar?
Es que la verdad no entiendo la pregunta. ¿Tengo que ir a un juicio?
To be honest, I don't understand the question, Your Honor.
All right, let me explain it this way. You have a statutory right to have a preliminary examination where the prosecutor would call witnesses and would have to prove by a low standard that you committed the crime that they're accusing you of.
Bueno, vamos a ponerlo de esta manera. La fiscalía de esta corte, ellos van a tener un examen preliminar, sería de que ellos vienen y ellos tienen que probar de que usted sí cometió algún delito, sería mayor o menor, y no lo tienen que probar por completamente, solamente de que sí ocurrió y que usted fue la persona que estaba presente cuando ocurrieron esos delitos. Eso es un examen preliminar. Ceder esos derechos es de que no van a tener ese caso.
Okay.
Do you understand that, sir?
¿Usted lo entiende ahora?
Lo que entiendo es de que supuestamente no va a ir a un juicio donde va a haber testigos ni nada de eso, ¿no?
Your Honor, I'm going to ask Mr. Fuentes. I think he's covering his microphone and I can't hear him correctly.
Okay, go ahead.
Quita la mano del micrófono porque no te puedo escuchar muy bien.
Digo que es que no entiendo la pregunta. Voy a ir a juicio donde va a haber testigos, quieran que me declare culpable.
My question is this going to go automatically to a trial where there's going to be, if I give up those rights, is this automatically going to go to a trial, or there's going to be some viewings or hearings before that?
There will be some hearings before that. If you waive your right to your exam, it'll be bound over to the circuit court. There'll be some hearings before that, but if you'd like to have it, if you want to work it out, you can. But if you'd like to have your trial, you'll also be able to schedule it for a trial.
Entonces eso se va a mover a la corte de circuito. Si usted cede estos derechos hoy, esto va a moverse a la corte de circuito, donde va a tener muchas vistas antes de que tenga un día de juicio. Si lo quieres resolver antes de ir a juicio, lo puedes hacer también.
Es que la verdad no sé exactamente lo que me están explicando porque No entiendo.
Sir, have a seat. Can you tell me to sit down so that you can hear him?
Señor, usted se tiene que sentar porque no lo puede escuchar bien.
Ok. Si acepto mis derechos, ¿es para ir a juicio?
Por favor, quita la mano del micrófono. I'm going to ask him to repeat what he just said.
Thank you.
¿Puede repetir lo que acaba de decir?
Ok. Si acepto mis derechos, ¿es para ir a juicio?
So if I accept that, do I need, that is to go to an actual trial?
No, you don't necessarily have to have a trial, sir. If you decide that you don't want to have a trial, you can plead guilty at the next stage.
No, señor, no tiene que ir a juicio. Usted, si se quiere declarar culpable, lo puede hacer, pero tenemos que ir a la próxima etapa.
Ok, de acuerdo.
Okay, then I agree.
All right, so has anyone forced, threatened, or promised you anything to get you to waive your right to your preliminary examination?
¿Alguien te ha prometido, te ha forzado o te ha amenazado en cualquier manera para que usted cede sus derechos a tener este examen?
No.
No.
Mr. Plant, do you have any objection to the waiver?
No, Your Honor.
Señor Plant,
The court
¿usted
will
tiene
accept your
una
waiver.
objeción a ceder estos derechos? No, su señoría, no tengo ninguna objeción.
The court will accept your waiver. You'll be bound over to the Third Circuit Court for arraignment on the information.
Entonces la corte sí acepta que usted cedió sus derechos y va a ser consignar para juicio en la corte de circuito ahora.
Your next date is going to be May 12th at 9 a.m.
Su próximo día va a ser en mayo 12 a las 9 a.m.
Mayo 12.
That's May 12th.
¿A qué
Yes,
horas?
May 12th.
¿A qué horas, perdón?
May 12th, and at what time?
9 a.m.
9 a.m. el 12 de mayo.
Okay.
And sir, you'll have to talk to your lawyer, Mr. Gold, so he'll tell you what courtroom you're to be scheduled for.
Entonces, señor, usted tiene que hablar con su abogado, el señor Gold, y él te puede indicar a cuál de los cuartos o salas de la corte usted tiene que ir.
But I do need then Mr. Fuentes' phone number. Or how is there anybody that he's living with that speaks English?
Señor Fuentes, voy a necesitar su número de teléfono. ¿Y hay alguien con quien usted vive que habla inglés?
No, la verdad no.
No, I don't have anybody.
Y mi número de teléfono es el 313
And my phone
433
number is 313
433
433
18 27.
27.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry, you're going to have to repeat that.
¿Lo puedes repetir de nuevo?
La área es 313
313
Yeah.
433
433
Yeah.
18
18
27.
I'm sorry, what was that?
1827.
Oh, okay. 1827. All right. Now, the only problem is I don't speak Spanish. And he doesn't speak English. So he's got to understand that.
No. So what will happen is you'll probably have an interpreter whenever you need to communicate with your client. And you can, I'm sure, request that you have an interpreter that can interpret for you, Mr. Gold.
Okay, and could that be the gentleman that has been interpreting today?
En estos momentos, su abogado está pidiendo que usted tenga un intérprete porque va a haber una
So,
barrera de comunicación.
What we'll do is for your next court date, we'll order that an interpreter is present and you'll be able to use the interpreter. I'm not sure if it'll be Mr. Negron, but you'll be able to use the interpreter on that day.
That's the main thing, Your Honor. Thank you.
Su abogado solamente estaba pidiendo para tener un intérprete presente para poder comunicarse con usted apropiadamente.
Sí, gracias.
Thank you.
So I guess my only other concern is how is Mr. Fuentes going to know where he's supposed to be on May 12th?
El único problema es cómo el señor Fuentes va a saber dónde tiene que ir el día 12 de mayo.
Mr. Gold has his number, and when he checks in with the court, he can have the interpreter, whoever is assigned to interpret, call and let him know where he's supposed to be.
Entonces, ese día, lo que el señor Gold tiene es el número de teléfono. Ellos te van a llamar, el intérprete te va a llamar y te va a indicar a qué sala de la corte tienes que ir ese día.
Well, can I ask whether Mr. Negron could be possibly the interpreter on that date?
I think they just go through a list of interpreters. I'm not sure if we can just specifically request Mr. Negron.
Well,
although that might work. Do you know Mr. Negron?
They can put in a request depending. Let me see, mate. And I actually have May 12th. Is this going to be in person or is this going to be over Zoom?
It's over Zoom.
Over Zoom.
Over Zoom. I do have May 12th open and available. I can indicate to the agency that I work for that you guys would be requesting me, and hopefully that I do get assigned to it again.
All right, so I'll put a note in here that you are requested to interpret.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, then the only other thing is I would need the interpreter's phone number.
If you don't mind, Mr. Negron.
Yes, 51. Do you mind if I put it in a private chat box?
Sure.
It is being broadcast via Zoom.
Yes, absolutely.
You too.
I don't know how. Can you, yes, put it, if you can send it to the court and then we'll give it to Mr. Gold. I'm not sure if do you know how to use the chat, Mr. Gold?
Do I know how to use what?
The chat.
Oh, you mean the chat room?
No, just to receive a message.
Yeah, I can, yeah.
Okay, we'll give it to him. Put it in the chat, let's see if you get it.
Okay.
Did you get it, Mr. Gold?
Yes, I'm writing it down right now.
Oh, great. All right, this matter is concluded. Thank you all.
All right, thank you.
Concluimos todo este caso. Muchas gracias a todos. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. And how do you spell your last name?
Negron.
Oh, okay. All right.
Thank you.
All right, and I'll be in touch with you at some point.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
I'm tired. What are we doing on Fuqua-Bay?
Because my client is zooming in.
I think he may be here. I have two people in the waiting room.
iPhone. I've been texting. It says iPhone.
Yes. I'll let him in. He's trying to connect. Mr. Kluger, what are we doing on your case?
Judge, you wish to hold it.
Okay. Sir, what's your name? Sir, with the iPhone, what's your name?
You said, sir, on the iPhone, what's my name?
Yes.
Oh, Pierre Fuqua-Bay.
All right. This is the people of the state of Michigan versus Pierre Fuqua-Bay, case number 20-58703. Mr. Bay or Fuqua-Bay is charged in count 1 with stolen property, receiving and concealing a motor vehicle. Your appearances, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. APA Jacobs Plus can be handled for the people, P83677.
Good morning.
Good morning. Christine Longstreet from the Neighborhood Defender Service, appearing on behalf of Mr. Fuqua-Bay.
All right, thank you. Say your name again, Mr. Bay.
Pierre Fuqua-Bay.
Today's the date and time set for an in-person preliminary examination. Mr. Bay, why aren't you here?
Miss,
Hold on.
This is likely 100% my fault. I'm looking at a note. Mr. Bay has another case that preceded this case. This is from the Judge King. It is scheduled for exam in May. And I have a note that says that this case would likely join that case and to let the client know. I can't say that I remember a specific conversation, but I likely would have called or text or someone from my office to tell him that they would both be heard on that day, but it was still on my calendar. So it is absolutely 100% my fault that Mr. Bay when I called was thinking about Judge King, which is a receiving and concealing felony as a large.
Oh, so then who has the older case? Well, we have witnesses here today. What are we supposed to do?
I've asked Mr. Bay if he could get here, and he says that he can in about 30 minutes, 30 or 40 minutes. Is that correct, Mr. Bay?
I'm actually at a shop. I wasn't even aware that I had court today, Miss. That's why I came in to working at it.
Can you get here?
I have to get a ride and everything because I'm up at the shop and everything when my brother getting his car fixed. So I have to get another ride. I have to try to reschedule another ride because I wasn't even aware that I had court today.
All right, so listen, we can do this tomorrow.
Okay.
Are your witnesses available tomorrow?
Can I check?
Sure. It's gonna be a hold, right, Ms. Longstreet?
What I can do is the court gonna do another exam?
So, yes.
I can talk to Mr. Bay and then come back after you complete the exam. I have something up in this child.
All right.
I will be around.
So, but let us know, because the officer's been here since, what time? It's 10 o'clock, and he's been up since 4:30 in the morning.
Okay. I'll call Mr. Bay right now.
All right, Mr. Bay, your lawyer's gonna call you, okay?
Disconnect, okay?
We'll pass on this matter. All right, so I need to know, so you're ready on Wright?
You're all ready, Judge.
Let me just find out what we're doing on 2 other cases, if it's gonna be waivers.
Right, and it's been so much going on with that.
I think I've gotten whatever, I got emails from.
It's supposed to be comparing.
I haven't read, but I received a bunch of emails regarding this.
I don't know.
Officer, is Mr. Polk here on Robert Thomas?
Not yet, Your Honor.
Okay. And what about Mr. Brown on Andrew George?
He actually checked in. I just looked for him. He must have stepped away because Mr. George just checked in.
Okay.
He did check in.
All right. And so, Mr. Glenda, I'm gonna hold an exam in a minute. What are we doing on your case?
Right, John, Mr. Wright is literally coming up the elevator.
Okay.
So if the prosecution is ready, I'm sure we'll wait. If not, that's for the.
All right. So we'll wait just a few
So
minutes.
yeah, if you could squeeze me in first, thank you.
We'll wait a few minutes and we're around and see. I don't want you guys yet, quite yet.
No? Okay.
Not quite, almost. I'm trying to figure out what the status is on a case that is.
Can I stay right here? or
You can
need
stay
to-
here,
need to
but your
sit?
client should wait a moment.
Okay, go back there. Hopefully nobody took your spot. There are a lot of spaces out there.
Oh, it's kind of.
She wanted to exam. You want to stand there? Yes, right. Okay. Okay, number. Hold on. If somebody else wanted to downstairs, somebody said for K, and they want a personal bond.
No.
Bond is, and that's back on.
Your Honor, I have my witnesses on the third floor for the case with Mr. Kuja. I'm gonna go up there while we're waiting on this officer.
How many witnesses do you anticipate calling?
I have to talk to them first. I suspect maybe two, but.
Okay.
Your Honor, are you ready for Attorney Glenda?
And Mr. Brown, it's a co-defendant case, it's Tommy White and Andrew George, so I'd like.
Mr. Glenda said he was waiting.
Okay, well, let's do, if the prosecutor is in agreement with that.
Okay, you have right.
He said he's waiting. It was around. Mr. White, you'll have a seat in that black chair. Could you switch places? Excuse me. Step back. You got it.
All right. This is the people of the state of Michigan versus Tommy White, case number 20 F59029. Mr. White is charged in count 1 with controlled substance delivery manufactured less than 50 grams. He's charged in count 2 with controlled substance delivery manufactured less than 50 grams. And he's placed on notice that he is a habitual offender for your appearance. Senator Franklin, you're on behalf of the people. Sure.
Good morning, Judge. Richard Brown, Mr. White. Mr. White's present. Give your name, sir.
Tommy White.
All right, good morning, Mr. White.
Good morning, Judge.
Mr. Brandon, can you please give us your key number?
Yes, 32990.
All right, thank you.
This is the anytime set for an exam in court, Judge, matter of 1130, it's not 149. Explain my claim to nature and purpose.
Give us the microphone, you can't, please.
I can explain to my client the nature and purpose of the exam, which is the way this right the same. I understand that the prosecution's witness are ready, they are prepared.
All right. Mr. White, is what your lawyer stated accurate?
Yes.
All right, you'd like to waive your right to your preliminary examination. Is that correct?
You have to speak.
Yes.
All right. Sir, you understand that you have a statutory right to have a preliminary examination where the prosecutor would have to prove by a probable cause standard that you committed the crimes that they're accusing you of and that those crimes occurred in the city of Detroit. Do you understand all that?
Yes, can I confirm that?
Yes.
ready, Judge, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. And at this time, Mr. White, are you choosing to not have your exam, and to have this matter move forward to the circuit court for further proceedings?
Yes.
Has anyone forced, threatened, or promised you anything to get you to waive your right to your exam?
No.
Is there any objection by the prosecution?
No objection.
All right, the court will accept your waiver, sir. You'll be bound over to the Third Circuit Court for arraignment on the information. Your arraignment date is 3 weeks from today, which is May 12th at 9 a.m. Mr. Glanda, Mr. White, do either of you have any objection to the court signing the waiver form on your behalf?
No objection.
No objections, sir?
No objection.
All right. So your date is May 12th at 9 a.m. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. White, wait for me in the hallway.
All right. June 23rd at 1:30.
Defense Counsel Brown said, in about 2 minutes, his, client might.
So, Mr. Kuchar, once Mr. Brown tells us if his client is waiving or not, if he's not going to waive, then we'll do your case.
Okay.
If he is going to waive, we'll do the waiver.
All right. I think mine should just be one witness. But we'll see.
We still have the comment, right? That's scheduled for this afternoon, 1:30. Yeah, Mr. Kinney has an exam this afternoon, so I think it's scheduled. Yeah, are the Warwick cases yours as well?
No, those are the names that. I still have the, scheduled for 9.
No.
Yes.
Attorney Brown said he wishes to hold.
Okay, we can do Stephen Wright.
Now, Stephen Wright, you're not prosecuting.
No.
Yeah, it's not prosecuting.
Okay. He should be on his way down if you're looking for Mr. Slusky. Did you talk to your client? I need to know. Or? No.
Probably gonna be a waiver. I just wanted to verify.
Okay.
trying to locate the prosecutor, huh?
He went up to the third floor.
Okay, they're ready on up there now.
Okay, I thought they appreciate it. Surprised me.
Oh, maybe that's fine. Yes, but, yeah. Okay. Well, the judge said he had a good amount for the jail. Exactly. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. She said, okay.
Hi, Mr. Cripps.
Hi, Judge.
You didn't
I
get the
didn't,
message.
I apologize. I didn't realize, I missed it. I didn't realize it was up today.
That's fine. We just talked with someone in your office, and we're gonna put it over till tomorrow because the jail has not called with your client.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm in your court at is it 1:30 today?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so you want to do that tomorrow then?
Yes, if that works for you.
I think it does. I'll fit it in.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Honor. Judge, is today 12:30 or 1:30?
Today's 1:30.
Thank you, Honor. See you then. Bye.
All right.
Record your message after the tone.
It's not being waived. My client is.
Did you see Mr. Lucky out there?
No, they're calling for him, staff.
All right, let's do the waiver, and then we're gonna do Wright.
Which case are we waiving?
Fuqua-Bay. This is the people of the state of Michigan versus Pierre Fuqua-Bay, case number 20 F58703. He's charged in count 1 with stolen property, receiving and concealing motor vehicle, and have your appearances, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. A.K. Jacob Slusky on behalf of the people, PA 3677.
Good morning.
Good morning, Christine Lopez from the Neighborhood Defender Service, here on behalf of Mr. Fuqua-Bay.
All right, thank you. Can we have the P number, Ms. Lopez?
P5299.
Thank you. Mr. Fuqua-Bay, can you please state your name, sir?
Pierre Fuqua-Bay.
All right, so today's the date and time set for an in-person preliminary examination. Ms. Longstreet, have you had an opportunity to speak with your client?
I have, Your Honor, and we are prepared to waive the preliminary hearing in this matter.
Mr. Fuqua-Bay, your lawyer said that you'd like to waive your right to your hearing, your preliminary examination. Is that correct, sir?
Yes.
Sir, you understand that you have a statutory right to have a preliminary examination where the prosecutor would call witnesses and would have to prove by a probable cause standard that you committed the crime they're accusing you of and that that crime occurred in the city of Detroit. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And at this time, Mr. Fuqua-Bay, you're choosing to not have your exam held, but to have this matter move forward to the circuit court for further proceedings?
Yes.
Has anyone forced, threatened, or promised you anything to get you to waive your right to your exam?
No.
Is there any objection by the prosecution?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, the court will accept your waiver. You'll be bound over to the Third Circuit Court for arraignment on the information. Your arraignment is going to be 3 weeks from today, May 12th at 9 a.m. Mr. Fuqua-Bay and Mrs. Longstreet, do either of you have any objection to the court signing the waiver form on your behalf?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
No objection, Mr. Fuqua-Bay?
Yes, I understand.
All right, thank you. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
All right.
You're welcome. We can bring in Mr. Wright.
I'm done, miss?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. You're done. This is the people of state of Michigan versus Stephen Wright, case number 20 F62055. Mr. Wright is charged in count 1 with weapons carrying concealed. Count 2 is a misdemeanor. May I have your appearances, please?
Good morning, Your Honor. AKA Jacob Slusky on behalf of the people, PA 3677.
And, good morning, Your Honor. Jimmy Cruz appearing on behalf of Stephen Wright.
Your P number.
71963.
Thank you. Mr. Wright, state your name, sir.
Stephen Wright.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Today is the date and time set for a preliminary examination. Are the parties ready to proceed?
People are prepared, Your Honor.
Mr. Cooley?
Yes, Judge.
All right, any preliminary matters?
No, Your Honor.
None from here.
You can call your first witness.
At this time, the people call Corporal Morrison.
Yes.
Corporal Morrison, if you can provide the spelling of your name to the court reporter, please. Sir, if you can raise your right hand, you swear or affirm that the testimony you'll provide is the truth. You're going to say right behind. And please grab the microphone so that you can take the whole base of that. So we'll need you to speak loudly and clearly into the microphone. Your witness, Mr. Kuchar.
Thank you, Your Honor. Can you please say your name for the record?
William Morrison.
Are you currently employed?
Yes.
Where do you work?
I'm in sergeant school right now.
You work for the Detroit Police?
Right.
How long have you worked there?
Coming up about 20 years.
And were you working on the date of November 18th, 2020?
Yes.
And did something occur on that date that brings you into court today?
Yes, sir.
Is there someone in this courtroom that you can see that was involved in an incident that occurred on that date?
Yes.
And you can stand up and look around if you want to.
I've already seen him, sir.
Okay. And who is that individual that you recognize in this courtroom?
Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright, Stephen Wright.
And can you identify something that he's doing for the record?
He's seated behind you with the braids and the face mask.
And let the record reflect that he's identified as the
Your article story.
No objection to that, Judge. But I just asked that I have his report with me.
Okay, can you turn that over? Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
And so what happened on the date of November 18th, 2020?
I observed your client operating a motor vehicle without a seatbelt.
Was that in Wayne County, Detroit?
He was right on the border of Detroit and I believe it's Ecorse and River Rouge, that area. And he traveled into Detroit before the traffic stop in Detroit side.
And what happened after you performed the traffic stop?
So I performed the traffic stop for your defendant not wearing a seatbelt, approached the vehicle, and upon making contact with the defendant, I observed that what I believe to be a pill of controlled substance was not in fact inside the vehicle.
And what did you do after you observed the substance you thought was a controlled substance?
Due to that observation, I ordered him from the vehicle.
And is there anything else that you observed in the vehicle that was concerning to you?
Yeah, so after he was handcuffed and then ordered from the vehicle, I observed the handle of a handgun.
And where was that handle located?
So that was protruding from the space in between the driver's seat and the center console area of the vehicle.
And was Mr. Wright driving that vehicle?
Yes.
So the gun would have been right to his right?
Correct, or his right hand, right.
Okay. And did you recover any driver's licenses from the vehicle?
Yes.
And did you recover a driver's license that bore a picture of Stephen Wright on it?
Yes.
And did the name on that license plate, did the name on that driver's license also say Stephen Wright?
Yes.
Was there another license, or was there another driver's license you recovered?
Can I stop you 1 second?
Yes.
Mr. Susky, that's a misdemeanor charge.
Oh, okay, thank you. That's right, I apologize, I got a little ahead of myself. And, Corporal Morrison, what did you do after you, found the gun, in the vehicle?
So after I found the gun in the vehicle, I inquired as if, with the defendant, as if he had to ask if he had a CPL or not, which I got a negative response.
And what did you do at that time?
At that time, the defendant was advised he was under arrest.
And what kind of handgun was it?
It was a Ruger handgun.
Okay, and what kind of vehicle was Mr. Wright driving?
If I could refer to my report to professional recollection. It was a 2020 Kia Optima.
Thank you, no further questions.
Cross-examination.
Thank you. Officer Morrison, you said you stopped the vehicle for a seatbelt violation?
Correct.
And when you stopped the vehicle, you said you saw what you believed to be a pill?
Yes, sir.
What kind of pill was it?
It was just a pill inside of it was packaged inside of a plastic bag, which common way of packaging illicit narcotics, so that led me to believe that it was possibly a controlled substance.
Did you ask Mr. Wright what the pill was before going around the park?
I don't believe so.
Have you tested that pill to see what it was?
I researched what that particular pill was based off of the markings and found out that it indeed wasn't a controlled substance, but it was a prescription pill.
So it's not an illegal substance to have?
It was not, no.
Okay. And when did you do that research and find it out?
On the scene.
Before or after you searched the vehicle?
I searched the vehicle after the weapon was found.
Oh. And you found the weapon, well, never mind, I'll back up. You saw a pill, and this pill you say was where in the vehicle?
It was in the, I guess you probably handle it.
Okay. So you approach the vehicle, this is a normal traffic stop for a seatbelt violation, correct?
That's right.
All right, and when you approach the vehicle, mean, if this is anything like most cars I've ever been in, there's gonna be like a little pocket on the door. So when you're inside of it, you can kind of grab it and shut the door.
That's correct.
Right, is that where the pill was?
Yes.
Oh,
The handle for the door.
all right. And isn't it true you opened the door and then saw this?
No.
What would draw your attention to lean into the car to look in the door pocket on a seatbelt stop?
Sir, on a traffic stop, I mean, I have 20 years on the job, and I know that during a traffic stop, it'd be wise and for your own safety to make observations of the vehicle. People have kept weapons in the exact same spot.
Oh, you certainly had no indication that there would be a weapon inside of this vehicle, correct?
I had no indication,
Right.
not at that particular time.
Oh, and are you saying you kind of looked specifically at that door handle pocket?
I look around the entire cabin and be able to start a traffic stop.
And how was this pill? You say it was in a plastic bag?
Correct.
One pill inside of one plastic bag?
Correct.
And it was wrapped up?
Correct.
And this gonna be a blood pressure pill?
Sure, yes.
And you never bothered to ask Mr. Wright what kind of pill this was before pulling him out of his car, conducting a thorough search of the vehicle, right?
No, I conducted a search of the vehicle after the weapon search, like I stated.
After you had pulled him out, based on this one pill that turned out to be a blood pressure pill, correct?
I ordered him from the vehicle based off of that observation, so I shut onto it.
Okay. And you hadn't seen the weapon until you pulled him out of the vehicle, is that right?
That's correct, it was blocked by his leg when he was in the vehicle.
Oh. So the answer is no, you didn't see it, right?
Right.
Right. And you said this was a 2020 Kia Optima,
Yes, sir.
right? It wasn't registered to him, was it?
It was a rental car.
Right. After you placed him under arrest, you were doing an inventory search of the vehicle?
Yes.
Did you ever prepare an inventory slip? What you found?
There would have been that particular day, an inventory card down, a tow card, which we call it. Not sure if I can do that, my partner can do that.
But it would have been completed for the purposes of a tow?
It would have been if the vehicle was still in.
Was your vehicle equipped with a camera?
Yes, sir.
There's stop car video of this?
Yes.
All right, were you wearing a body camera as well?
Yes.
Do you know if those were ever preserved?
Do not know.
Okay, I have another question now.
All right, any redirect?
One moment. The people do not have any further questions.
All right, is it corporal or officer? I know you're in sergeant school.
At this particular time, it was corporal. Right now, yes, I'm a sergeant.
Okay, congratulations, thank you. You're all set. Any additional witnesses on behalf of the people?
No, Your Honor, at this time, the people move to find the defendant.
Any witnesses on behalf of the defense?
No, Your Honor.
You're moving to find over.
The people move to find the defendant over as charged. I'll reserve argument.
Judge, we object to the binding over. Honestly, this is probably one more egregious unconstitutional searches I've seen where he indicates, first, his testimony is not credible at all. That he would see one pill wrapped up inside of a plastic bag in the door handle pocket before he opened the door. It's just not credible. But even if it was, you don't pull the person out based on what could be, I mean, it's not a crime. There's all sorts of explanations. He didn't even bother to ask, what is this pill? It could have been a pill that's prescribed to him. It could have been an over-the-counter pill. It could have been anything. It's a blood pressure pill, as it turns out. And nonetheless, Mr. Wright is pulled out of his vehicle, has his whole vehicle searched on what started out as the seatbelt stop. And Judge, I mean, that's what the Fourth Amendment is for. That you don't get to, it's not a reasonable search. It's not reasonable to assume that you see one pill in the man's door handle, to assume that that is an illegal pill for him to have, and now pull him out of the car and search it. I think the evidence should be suppressed just based on that. Even if the court believes him that he saw that pill before he opened the door, I think you should suppress the evidence because he didn't have reasonable suspicion that a crime was afoot based on that observation anyway. And a second argument, Judge, even if you're not going to suppress the evidence, this is a rental vehicle. It's not his vehicle. There is no evidence that he knew the gun was there before it was recovered by the officer. I mean, people leave things in rental vehicles all the time. It happens. I've represented people who forgot firearms in a rental vehicle. Those sorts of things happen. And so even if the evidence is not suppressed based on the search being unconstitutional, there isn't probable cause to believe he knew of the presence of that firearm in the vehicle. So if the evidence is suppressed, the case is still dismissed for lack of probable cause.
Thank you.
Your Honor, Corporal Morrison began with a lawful traffic stop for failure to wear a seatbelt, during the course of which he observed what, in his 20 years of experience, he believed was illegal narcotics. After that, he asked Mr. Wright to exit the vehicle, and he immediately saw a gun between the seat and the center console that would have been immediately accessible to Mr. Wright, and it's inexplicable that Mr. Wright in any way didn't know that that gun was there, particularly because now Sergeant Morrison, let me correct that, Sergeant Morrison stated that Mr. Wright's leg was obstructing view of the gun until he got out of the vehicle, at which point the handle was plainly visible. The people believe that that the police conducted this traffic stop with complete authority, and I would ask that the court find over the defendant as charged. Thank you.
All right, thank you. The court heard from Sergeant William Morrison, who works with the Detroit Police Department. He's been so employed for 20 years. On November 18, 2020, he was working in his capacity as an officer. He identified the defendant, Mr. Wright, as someone he had contact with on that day. He said that he observed Mr. Wright operating the vehicle without a seatbelt. Traffic stop was performed. He made contact with Mr. Wright at his vehicle when he observed what he believed to be a controlled substance in a plastic bag. that he ordered Mr. Wright out. And then after he was ordered out, he was there to handle the handgun near the center console of the vehicle. He asked Mr. Wright if he had a CPL, to which he said no. Mr. Wright was then arrested, and a Ruger handgun was recovered from the 2020 Kia Optima that Mr. Wright was driving. The question is whether or not Corporal Morrison was justified in ordering Mr. Wright out upon his observation, and if it was reasonable. The court believes that, I believe that it was reasonable for him to ask him to step out based on the observation of that pill in that plastic bag and his experience. Had it been a pill in a bottle, that would be something different, but based on the packaging, the court believes that his actions were reasonable and the court will bind. As it relates to the second. Yes.
If there's case law, it's not binding. There's other states that having pills, even if it's a prescription pill, not in its bottle, doesn't supply probable cause. I didn't decide it because not binding, but if I could present that, would that change the court's opinion? He's pulling this man out of a car based on one pill and he doesn't even know what it is?
No, but I think that also that he can pull him out. I think that he can pull him out and talk to him, just based on his investigation. I could be wrong, but I think that he could pull him out based on just investigating. And then with regard to your second argument, the vehicle being rented and the defendant not having knowledge of it, I think that when the officer saw that it was there, I think it was also apparent, should have been apparent to Mr. Wright that that weapon was in the vehicle that he was driving. So he'll be bound over to the Third Circuit Court for arraignment on the information. His arraignment date can be May 12th at 9 a.m.
Judge, another issue I have is that I asked for the body camera scout car video back at the PCC in February, and I still have not been provided anything. And given his testimony, it's curious that they wouldn't, because I've always been provided video. And given how questionable this search is, I'm just curious why I haven't been provided any video yet.
So I'll sign an order ordering the discovery to be provided to you. That's a conversation that you can have with Mr. Slusky to see if the video still exists. And I'll order him to provide any scout car or body cam video.
All right, thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We're ready on, what you got?
Attorney Brown said that it's a waiver again.
All right, let's do that.
She said she signed the discovery order.
Oh, discovery order. Over there. It's an order form, right, in that little area. You can write out the order on the little small form.
Here you go.
Thank you.
This is the people of the state of Michigan versus Andrew Lee George. Case number 20-F59029. Mr. George is charged in count 3 with controlled substance possession less than 25 grams. He's placed on notice that he is a habitual offender 4. And your appearance, please.
Kenyetta, Franklin, appearing on behalf of the people.
Hey, good morning, Your Honor. Brian Brown, P0560, appearing on behalf of Mr. Andrew George, the president. Mr. George, please get the next right.
Mr. George, state the name, sir.
Andrew Lee George.
Good afternoon, Mr. George.
Good morning.
Struggling with that name.
No, I'm not used to wearing one.
Put it over your nose.
All right. So today's the date and time set for a preliminary examination. The parties ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor, people already.
Your Honor, after speaking with Mr. George, I explained to him the nature of a preliminary examination. I've also explained to him with the burden of proof necessary to bind him over to the Third Circuit Court. And at this particular time, he's elected to waive his preliminary examination.
Is that correct, Mr. George?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
All right. You understand, sir, that you have a statutory right to have a preliminary examination where the prosecutor would have to prove by probable cause standards that you committed the crime that they're accusing you of and that the crime occurred in the city of Detroit. You understand that?
Yes.
All right. And at this time, Mr. George, you're choosing to not have your examination, but to have this matter move forward to the circuit court for further proceedings?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right. Has anyone forced, threatened, or promised you anything to get you to waive your right to your exam, Mr. George?
No.
All right. And is there any objection by the prosecution? No objection. The court will accept your waiver, Mr. George. You'll be bound over to the Third Circuit Court for arraignment on the information. Your arraignment will be 3 weeks from today, which is May 12th at 9 a.m. Do you have any problem, Mr. George, with the court signing the waiver form on your behalf?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. Mr. Brown, do you have any problem with that?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. So, May 12th is your next date. Good luck, sir.
Can you step up, sir?
Your Honor, I also have a case on Robert Thomas. I believe that's the case.
You think it's what?
Cases.
Where's Mr. Paul? Yeah.
My notes say that Lillian Diallo is representing Mr. Thomas.
You have witnesses here?
I did. They just had to step to the fourth floor though for a different case, but they are here.
All right, we're gonna try to contact, Mr. Coates, who I have on the list.
Oh yeah, I just checked ROA. It says Mr. Pope as well. Oh, I also see P48164 Pope stand in for P52036 Diallo.
I'll be right next door.
Ms. Franklin, we put Shippy over until tomorrow.
Oh, okay. And so then we just have the 1:30. Thank you. I'm just gonna zoom in.
Okay. Mr. Thomas didn't check in this.
No, ma'am.
Can I get extra time so I can give to the prosecutor? $10. Give me a go.
Yeah.
See you later.
Yeah.
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 Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
I can't get my camera to work. I don't know why.
Oh.
I'm trying.
So, he's not here. I think Mr. Polk stood in for you the last time that it was up. And the prosecutor just went next door to Judge Archer, but he had witnesses here.
Oh, okay. I do remember having some contact with this client. So, okay.
It's a licensed forgery case.
Mhm.
Which, let me see if I had it. The last note that I had was back in October. It was set for an exam in December. So I can, does your schedule permit you trying to locate him? And, coming back tomorrow? Is this something that could be resolved, worked out?
Okay, how about, wait a minute, I'm trying to, that's probably, my camera don't work because I'm doing too much. Hold on one second. So today is the 21st. You said come back tomorrow. Yeah, I can come, I gotta be there tomorrow anyway.
So you'll locate him and have him come back?
Yes, I'll do my best.
All right. Mr. Slusky, can you see if your witnesses are available tomorrow?
With this,
The only case that you have?
the Robert Thomas,
Yes.
I just dismissed them. I would have to email them now. I'm not sure if they would, 24 hours notice is usually not.
Yes, it is. For police officers, and when they're here today, they can come back tomorrow. So, okay, let me put this on the record. This is the people of the state of Michigan versus Robert Thomas, case number 20 F59380. Mr. Thomas is charged in count 1, license documents placed forgery. He's placed on notice that he is a habitual offender. Second, you may have your appearance this week.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Jacob Slusky on behalf of the people.
All right.
I'm sorry. Ooh, good afternoon, Judge Lillian Diallo on behalf of Mr. Thomas, who is not present, and I will waive his presence so that I can try to secure his presence tomorrow.
All right. So, Ms. Diallo, this was a mistake on your behalf as far as notifying your client and being here?
Absolutely.
All right, so I'll give a brief adjournment. Mr. Slusky, if your witnesses aren't available tomorrow, please let the court know, and obviously I'm giving you date. But we'll put this over to tomorrow. We'll schedule it for, let's set it for 9 a.m.
Yeah, that's fine. I have to be there in person at 11, Judge, so I'll do my best.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Sorry about that. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
What time, Judge?
Let's come back at 1:45.
So Mr. Diallo is coming down here in person, man?
Yes.
What happened?